Well, I have here some old letters and things from relatives. And this is Grandma Maida's um, memorial brochure, if you will. She, Maida R. Seidler, was born June 20th, 1894 in Omaha, Nebraska, and died August 20th, 1988 in Omaha, Nebraska. And this is from Uncle Dick. I don't know when he wrote it. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, who cares?
It doesn't matter, I guess. Anyway, he calls it Seidler Statistics. Grandfather and Grandmother Seidler. This is on Grandpa Al's side. Grandfather Friedrich Seidler.
That's where he gets his middle name.
Yeah. Born in Salish, West Prussia. Born about 1850. Oh. Born in Salish, West Prussia about 1851. Grandmother.
This is his grandparents?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this would be my great-grandmother's grandparents.
Great. This is
My great-grandfather's
yes.
grandparents.
Grandfathers. Yes.
That's Grandpa Al's parents.
Yes. I can't keep track of those things. So his father, Grandpa Al's father, was Friedrich Seidler, born in Salish, West Prussia, about 1851. And grandmother, Caroline Seidler, born in, I cannot read it. I don't know. Looks like Drasnitz, West Prussia, or something. Can't read the name. D-R-A something T-S. In 1854. They had 7 children. Wow.
Wow.
So Grandpa Al had 6 brothers and sisters.
No, I know Amanda and Olivia and
Okay,
somebody else.
first Helen Seidler Alberts, married to John Alberts, daughter Viola, deceased. It would be good if we knew when this was written so we would know when all these things happened. Number 2, Adeline Seidler Fryer, married to Emil Fryer, sons Arthur and Warren. Third, Leonard G. Seidler, married Aunt Emma, daughter Lorraine, etc. I'm not going to read all of that. Not all the kids, anyway. Fourth brother, William Seidler, married Aunt Clara something, Shabazz, no children. Number 5, sister, Amanda Seidler, never married, deceased. Number 6, sister Lydia Seidler, never married. They both lived in Chicago, right?
She called me R-O-N-Y.
Roni.
Roni.
Okay. Anyway.
I mean, that's what she
right?
wrote.
They Lydia
in
and
Chicago.
Amanda lived in
the
Chicago.
Friars. See, we probably still have Friar relatives in
Sure,
Chicago.
no
from
doubt.
our area.
And then number 7, Alfred Seidler, and it doesn't list his birth date. Oh, well, that's funny, isn't it? His own dad, he didn't list the birth date. Oh well. Anyway, so that's Daddy and Uncle Dick's grandparents' father, and the grandmother, well, at least on Maida's side.
So that was my grandparents' grandparents, not my great-grandparents' grandparents.
Yeah. Yeah, because
That wasn't...
Because Daddy was our dad was your grandfather, and so.
And Dick was his brother.
Yes.
Okay. So this is Dick's grandparents.
Yes.
Okay.
So our Grandma Maida, which would be your great grandmother, her parents were Karl August Hoffman with 2 N's, 1 F and 2 N's, born in, it looks like, Namberg, Germany. I never heard of Namberg. I've heard of Hamburg. Maybe this is an H written funny,
No, it's just.
but it looks like Namberg, Germany. That was father, Maida's father. And Ulrika Polzane Hoffman, born in Pomerania, Germany. Daughters Maida Hoffman Seidler and Martha Hoffman Peters. And then Maida's sons Arnold Charles Seidler and Richard Friedrich Seidler.
He left the Wadsworth off.
Oh, Arnold Charles Wadsworth Seidler. Oh. Huh, I should pencil that
That's
in.
why I'm really not a junior.
Oh.
Although I think it says on my birth certificate Arnold Charles Seidler Jr.
Yeah.
But there's no, thank goodness there's no,
No
Wadsworth.
Wadsworth.
Bad enough to have Arthur, but.
Martha's sons Charles A. Peters and Harold C. Peters. Charles's children, Barbara, 2 children, Charles, 2 children, Kathy, adopted, 3 children.
See, Kathy's the one that lives in Indiana.
Okay. Courtney and Kimberly. Harold's children, Scott, deceased, he died in a car accident. Richard, who married Debbie, and Jay. And that's pretty much it. That's all we have. But that's a lot.
Yeah. See, if you're doing genealogy, that's a good start.
And then, go ahead.
We need to write that out. It needs to be written out.
I know we do. I know. I just found it recently.
Okay.
So I'm going to scan it first.
When?
While I'm here, hopefully.
Okay.
He's going to scan it. And then here is a typed letter.
You've been lassoed.
I'm not going to try and read all this because it's hugely confusing, but I'll try to hit the highlights.
Okay.
This was written January 9th, 1988, which was the year Grandmaida died. So she died in August.
Who's it from or to?
It's from Hattie. Now ask, who is Hattie? Well, she is, let me see, related.
Well, get on with it. Who cares? I mean,
William Edward Seidler's family. William Edward Seidler. Now I'm trying to.
well, you read it. That was one of the.
Yeah, that was in there
Grandpa's
somewhere.
Their brothers.
So. So this is from Hattie, who apparently is like a cousin or something of Daddy's, I guess. She wrote this letter the year Grandmaida died, and she says, "Dear Richard," she wrote to Uncle Dick, and this is typed. "I was happy to hear from you, but saddened at the news regarding your mother's health. Do hope she continues to improve and be able to look after herself. I was 95 on December 19th, still live alone in a large 2-apartment building. I use the upper floor when the family come to visit for sleeping purposes. From the information you gave me, makes me feel your granddad was a brother to Hugo's father." Well, all this gets where it gets confusing, because his middle name is Frederick. "I know William was born in Germany and his wife Lucy born in Wheeling, Illinois. Enclosed find statistics of the family. You will note that besides my son, there are 7 boys whose name is Seidler, so at least we have 8 here besides yours," and so on and so forth. Somewhere in there, let's see. She says, "My daughter, Marion Louise, married Granville K. Thompson, May 30th, 1943. They have 3 children and 5 grandchildren. And one of those offspring was C. Edward Coop, who was the Surgeon General of the U.S. for quite a while. I remember him being.
That's our relative?
Yeah.
Wow.
The rest of this is, as I said, very convoluted and confusing.
Well, if you're going to read it, you should just read the
I'm
whole
not-
thing,
I'm-
and you can
I can read the whole thing if you want me to. It's-
Okay.
All right.
because it's going to be real boring when you look at this thing.
It's going to be
You're
boring
gonna-
if I read it, but I'll
That's
read
okay.
it.
Well, you can
Let's
figure
read
it out.
it anyway.
I mean, figure it out later. But you're trying to figure it out now, and you sit here, wait, and
Well.
pause, and.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to think of when you're watching
Oh,
the
shut
video.
it,
You're going
shut
to be
it.
sitting there.
Do you want me to read it or not?
Now we're getting some good video.
You want to read it?
No.
Okay. You should.
Okay. From C. Edward
All
Coop,
right.
we're moving on.
No, I'm going to back up so
Oh,
it won't be
okay.
out of sequence.
All right.
Well,
let's
I'm going
do
to
that.
leave while you're doing all this.
All right. I'll start with from the information you gave me makes me feel your granddad was a brother to Hugo's father because his middle name is Frederick. I know William was born in Germany and his wife Lucy born in Wheeling, Illinois. Enclosed find statistics of the family. You'll note that besides my son there are 7 boys whose name is Seidler. So at least 8. At least we have 8 here besides yours. My daughter Marion Louise married Granville K. Thompson May 30th, 1943. They have 3 children and 5 grandchildren. David Keith, born August 13th, 1947, married December 19th, 1970. Linda Coonrut, born September 5th, 1947, 3 children. This is boring. Paul David, born April 26th, 1974. Ruth Lynn, born April 11th, 1977. Well, these would be your contemporaries.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel Lee, born February 18th, 1982. Marcia Lynn, born June 2nd, 1944, not married. She is a nurse working in a clinic in Jackson, Kentucky. Gordon Floyd, born October 13th, 1950, married December 15th, 1973. Elizabeth Coop, born April 7th. Betsy is the daughter of C. Edward Coop, Surgeon General of USA. It's not clear. Since 1944, my son Mitchell has been connected with the Baptist churches. His first one in Danville, Illinois, then Cincinnati, Ohio, Detroit, Michigan, Alabama, and now in Hickson, Tennessee, where he has been for the past 7 or 8 years. His oldest granddaughter is attending Tennessee Temple College in Chattanooga. David, my daughter's son, and family live in Dyer, Indiana, about a 30-minute drive from my home, so they keep in touch with me. David works for Union Carbide Company, close to where my home is.
So she must live in Indiana then.
I checked the telephone directory for Warren's address, but couldn't find it. We lost touch with the family after the girls died. I mean Lydia, Adeline, and Amanda. Sorry for the delay in writing you, but I wanted to get a copy made of an article about my son. Weather's been bad, but yesterday I made the copies at the church, and I'm enclosing one for you. When I think back 70 years or more, I can remember Aunt Caroline's name being mentioned, but I never met her, so presume she was dead as well as her husband. I do remember Lorraine was ill a lot when she was a child, but somehow I've lost track of her too. Maybe you could fill me in about her and Warren. I wish I had some snapshots of family that I could send you, but I have divided all I did have among my many grandchildren, so don't have any to spare. If you have any more questions, please let me know, and I will try and answer them. Do keep in touch with me and let me know how your mother is doing. Say hello to her for me. Kind regards to you and your wife, sincerely, Hattie. Then handwritten, P.S. Please excuse mistakes. I haven't been using my typewriter since I broke my wrist 2 years ago, so I'm not as good as I should be. Also, ribbon needs changing, and I don't have an outlet near me to replace it. We'll have to wait until I go to look for a new one.
That was what year?
1988, January.
I remember Warren, the name.
I do
Warren,
too.
so-
I'm looking in here to see if I see it anywhere, but I don't.
And I can't remember what Friar's name was.
So this page of people I haven't yet read. And this is also very confusing, and I don't think it's going to do any good on this, but statistics of the William Edward Seidler family. William E. Seidler, born September 20th, 1858, married in 1880. Lucy Mitchell, born October 30th, 1860.
Is that who he married?
Apparently, it doesn't say.
Oh.
Then it says 4 children, so
Oh,
one way or
okay.
the other.
Yeah.
Lillian, born September 2, 1881. These would be our grandparents, contemporaries, or so. Elsa A. Seidler, born January 31st, 1884. Hugo Frederick, June 8th, 1888. Laura Louise, November 12th, 1892. Hugo F. Seidler, Hugo Frederick, who we just mentioned. Hugo F. Seidler, one of their children, married on August 12th, 1916. Hattie Clara Seidler, this is who wrote the letter apparently, born December 19th, 1892, 2 children. And her 2 children are Mitchell Stephan, Steffan, named after both grandma's maiden names, and Marion Louise, born July 24th, 1921. Mitchell was born April 27th, 1918. Mitchell married Shirley Zimmerman on February 6, 1943, and they had 6 children. Stephen Ray, with PH. Born May 28, 1944. Married June 11th, 1966, to Constance Wright. They had 2 children. Chad Byron, born September 8th, 1973, and Charlene Renee, born April 9th, 1976. Marilee Kay, born March 17th, 1946, married Bill J. Hinshaw, June 15th, 68. They had 4 children. Amy Jean, born September 28th, 1969, my oldest great-grandchild. Heather, born September 19, 1971, so that's the same age as Wes, and the other was the same age as you. Jeremy Lyler, born Lyler, L-Y-L-R, born March 8, 1975. Beth Joellen, born August 1, 1980. Timothy Dean, born December 16, 1948, married and divorced, no family. Thomas Paul, born November 14, 1950, married December 29, 1973. Kathleen Cameron, born June 6, 1952, 5 children. Joshua Paul, born 12/23/76. Heidi Grace, born 5/4/79. Jessica Hope, born 4/11/82. Joel Benjamin, born 10/15/84. Charity Ann, born 7/11/87. Rebecca Lynn, born January 29, 1955. Married November 6, 1982, to Leon Flack, born September 27, 1954, no children. And this is David something, born June 3, 1958, not married. That's it.
Betty